Good day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ramble Shrapnel on this main podcast of Ramble Shamble. Yes, guys, this is again a little bits and pieces of the main episode, which was a brilliant topic brought by the magnificent Jotun, who is here with me. Say hello, Jotun.
Hello, everyone, and Jotun.
Yes, and Jotun. And the topic he brought to the table was irritating things, and I have to say from personal experience, editing that episode was both a very laughable experience as well as made me want to punch a wall. So yes, thank you, Jotun, for both making my day and ruin it at the same time.
It's my pleasure, my friend. I live to frustrate.
Oh, yes, guys, we are back again to another short little it's a little bit of an episode, so it allows you to kind of, if you're going for a short little walk to the supermarket or taking a poop in the toilet, however you want to listen to your podcast, you do your own thing. Again, very briefly, we have a Discord channel that we really encourage you to join, as well as don't forget to like, subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to this. If it's YouTube, Stitcher, podcast, Apple, there's so many other platforms. But yes, from the audience, we have decided upon the next irritating topic we shall touch on in this episode, and I believe Jotun has an equal, irritation towards these, and that is YouTube ads. Ooh. Look, I understand that they are YouTube ads for a reason, because, look, guys, the only reason why we can riff on it or complain about it is because, again, we understand why it's there, but it's how the implementation, for me at least, is how it's done is poorly done. Well, okay, let me start off. So YouTube ads are, for me, very tedious and cumbersome because they're not really there to help you. But I've actually come across a few YouTube ads which are actually just gimmicks or selling you scams, because YouTube doesn't necessarily do a full-on assessment of them. One of the scams that I've learned quite recently was they've been boasting about this awesome Japanese chef knife that apparently is made by this special steel and made by true Japanese artisan ways. But the truth of it, it's just a scam knife made from China. And YouTube didn't do its research well enough and probably just accepted the money that they would get for advertising that said product, even though what they were advertising was a bunch of bollocks. So for me, that's one of the most irritating things, because now you're exposing everyone to these things and you're not doing a proper assessment of it. What do you think, Jotun?
Yeah, I do agree with that. It's like I find it's pretty jarring I whenever I listen to a YouTube ad and the channel that the YouTube ad, like let's say the content of the channel has nothing to do with what the ads are for. Then it's like, well, what the hell, you know? Like if we get sponsored, if we get YouTube ads in the future, then I actually want to have the kind of capacity to choose what kind of ads
Oh,
gets shown on our
100%.
channel, and I'm pretty sure that content creators get that opportunity, and for that reason, I always find it like YouTube ads are irritating enough as it is, and I've been noticing how they get longer and longer now. I think 2 years ago
Mm-hmm.
they were like 5 seconds long. Now that we're
Yeah.
at like 7 seconds for the skippable ones, and then for the non-skippable ones, it's a whole 15. And the worst is
20.
when, yeah, and the worst is when there are two non-skippable ones that are like back to back.
Oh.
But now it irritates me even more when, like, I'll be watching a video about some folklore stuff for a video game channel, or hosted by one of them, and then I get like some Johnson and Johnson soap adverts, and I'm like, what the hell? This has nothing to do with the content that I'm watching. Jeez, like I'll even prefer a Raid Shadow Legends compared to this, because at least then it's about video games, although I've never played that in my life.
Oh, well, funny that you mention it, because when you see an ad and you see it's not relevant, so especially for the scam ads that I've just mentioned before, like I know it's a scam and it keeps coming up there. So again, YouTube, you need to fix that. I agree with Jotun. We would love to advertise, but again, you need to make sure what ads you show are legit and come from legitimate means, not just because they pay you good bucks in the pocket. But what I'm saying is, what I'm leaning towards you. When you see your ad, Jotun, this is what you should do. There's a little eye icon, so there's like a little circle and a little eye symbol. And if you click on that, it will say, why am I seeing this ad? And if you click on that, you can say, I don't want to see this ad in future. And you actually can report certain ads as scams or fraudulent or not relevant to you. I recommend you do that because I'm actually, in a way, managing what ads I'm seeing. Like beforehand, I was seeing these really cumbersome, tedious ads. Like one ad was, I kid you not, like a 3-minute ad. It was skippable, don't get me wrong. 3-minute ad for like a fashion show contest where you see these fashion models walking down there. I'm like, I've never looked up fashion my entire life on a computer. I don't know where or why this has been advertised to me, so I just clicked the little button and said, not relevant to me. And voila, I have not seen the ad since.
Scott, that's actually that's very helpful, but nowadays I just opt to bypass the ad system completely. I just I just download all the episodes that I want to watch, and then I don't have to watch any ads. Not abs.
Fall in my
ads.
traps.
Yeah,
Fall into the trap.
yeah. Just like I just download everything, then I don't have to deal with all the ads. They just drive me crazy. Like that's the extent to which those things bloody irritate me. It's just like I don't want to see them anymore. And I know that it might take a bit of time to download all of the episodes, especially if it's a long podcast episode. Um, and I've got an old phone, so my download speeds aren't the fastest. But still, I'd take that any day compared to watching ads.
And if you actually count how many like ads take up, how much time they take up of your day, it's actually absurd because you just keep adding all those minutes and seconds. So whenever an ad comes up, I take it as an opportunity to go to the bathroom. But I agree with you where you're listening to one of you like the scary video on YouTube, and you're like, oh, and it's about to come up, and then all of a sudden it's like, does your baby get a rash? Well, why didn't you try this? I'm like, seriously, guys.
Johnson's
Seriously.
and Johnson's baby oil. Or that buttock that needs a slap.
But that's the thing. Like, I agree with you. I think like if the YouTubers were allowed to kind of decide what ads they recommend to advertise for the video they do, I think it'll be a lot more catered towards the audience. But at the same time, I also think they YouTube take advantage of or a lot of ads that are coming my way are especially game related. And I actually enjoy it when it is an actual PC game advertisement because it's actually like says, oh, I've not actually seen this game before. I actually might check it out. But when it is anything like mobile ad games, I am so sick and tired of it. I am so done with it.
Yeah, I wish they would just show trailers, like game trailers or something, or even movie trailers.
Man, that would make my day.
The worst is when you get ads that you get so frequently that you start to know which ad it is based on the music that's playing in the beginning. Like there was
so
last year there was some food delivery service thing with a really irritating theme tune, and like it drove me nuts after a while because I heard it so often.
Oh, it is so true. Yeah, it's actually strange. I would love to know how YouTube does their like advertisement thing, but that's not just like YouTube. Like there's a lot of like other services like Spotify. Sorry, Spotify, we are gonna riff on your ad system a bit, or for me at least. I like listening to like a certain podcast. Our podcast is not at that stage, so audience feel grateful. Maybe we do, but we would hopefully manage it to either beginning or end.
You guys are in the golden age of Ramble Shamble when there are no ads associated with it.
But I can remember that one ad from Spotify where they like showing you how you can make a whole like soundtrack, and you have this like dog barking, and then you see it like go deep, and then echo, and there's like beats in the background. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then after listening to like the 50th time, I was like, please make it stop. Make it stop. It's like the Chinese water torture mechanism, you know, where they have like a bamboo shoot and have a little water drip on your forehead. And initially it's just water drop on your forehead, but because of the slowness and the pattern of it, it actually becomes like a full-on torture mechanism. That's what I feel like ads are at the moment.
Yeah. And then it's like, geez, how many times am I gonna listen to this one single ad? Like every
Mm,
15
mm, mm.
minutes. Come on, man. I'm here
That's the
to
thing. Like
listen to actual
variety is
music.
there. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think like variety is very important when you definitely do advertisements. Look, in the long scheme of things, like the only real source of income they get is from advertising.
Yeah.
But what I think variety is
Oh,
a
please.
must.
Please, they have a subscription
Oh
model.
yeah, true. But like that's gets you out of doing the ads. But if you're going for the free model, then obviously ads come into effect. It's like every other games and all that kind of stuff. You start off free, but they add the freaking out of you because that's pretty much their main means of income from you. But what I'm saying is that I feel like they should also be held to a certain standard. What I'm saying is that if YouTubers and musicians are kind of encouraged to make new content to keep audiences, they should also, for their advertisements, also do the same, in my opinion. Make new content to keep their audiences. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
as frequent, I agree, but like seriously, like hearing that same ad, I know that exact ad you just talk about bass reverb. I'm like thinking, come on, guys, do you really have no other ads you could kind of showcase why I should buy this product or join a subscription with this product?
Yeah. No, I can definitely agree with that. I'm just you yeah. And then there's the worst as well now. Like I don't mind if there are ads. Okay, that's a lie. We're talking about irritating things here, so I clearly do mind. But it's it's not as bad for me if you have ads at the beginning and the end of a thing, or even if you have ads in the middle. The worst for me is when you have the ad reads in the middle of the episode, which is made by the actual content creator, and that there isn't like a skip button for, and it goes on for like a minute or a minute and a half, and that is your Raid Shadow Legends, your Audible, those kinds of things. And it goes on for like an entire minute and a half of a 10-minute video. That's when it really gets to me. Because then you have to like either skip the timestamp, or you have to, if it doesn't have timestamps in the video, then you have to like try to scroll on the little trackpad of your phone or tap it to skip 10 seconds like 15 times or something. It just irritates me. It's irritating.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, she's. I think like she's the amount of times I've seen ads this year is actually crazy. Um, but I think that's why some people, some browsers I've heard, I haven't implemented myself, but some browsers you can kind of get a ad blocker that blocks ads, but I don't even know if those kind of work now.
Yeah,
But
my
uh,
Firefox has an ad blocker,
oh, and does it work?
but
Tell the
it's
audience.
yeah, it does. It's a bit
Gasp.
glitchy though. So if I open up YouTube and I click on a video, it won't immediately play the video. I have to click play for the video to start. But at least I don't have to watch ads. The 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 grief for me comes from my mobile phone, for which I don't think I can get an ad blocker.
I feel like you could if you download the same uh,
Yeah, but I'm not
browser.
dedicated enough, to be honest.
So we heard it here, folks.
No,
Jotun's
no, I actually don't
misery
think I
is
can, because
uh,
with mobile it's an app,
yeah, yeah, I guess so.
whereas it's not through the browser. Yeah.
Okay, audience, that is going to conclude the shorter episode for irritating things. Again, guys, we presented some options to kind of help control your ads. I'm sure that everyone around the world experiences annoyances with some YouTube ads. You can kind of block them or stop them from appearing. That is a valid approach, but you have to put a little bit more effort into it by clicking the little button and saying, "Please stop showing this particular ad." Oh, the hassle and effort has to go into that. But again, guys, we keep this episode short. It is the little bits and pieces of the main episode of Ramble Shamble, which you guys can definitely, which I strongly recommend you go listen to, because again, it was a very fun episode to listen to, and it touches on a lot of irritating things. And don't think that since now we've kind of concluded this episode that we're now done with irritating things. Who knows, there may be a future episode on the main channel, and we really encourage you guys to share your irritations to us on our Discord. Myself, Mackie, and Jotun can be your personal therapists, and we can riff rap all about it in future episodes. Anything from you, Jotun, before we conclude this fabulous shorter episode?
Yeah. Don't make ads, please. Like, if you're a big ass corporation, please don't make it more ads to make my life miserable. Like, don't interfere with my media.
Well, I think that's a good way to conclude this episode. Thanks for you guys for listening. I hope you guys come listen to a future episode. Bye.
Bye, everyone.